I think we came out and got better. I think we did a good job the last 2 days. I think the first day we came back and practiced, we wasn't as focused, but I think yesterday practice and the 2 times we had today, we got better.
Were you caught off guard by Marte's decision to transfer?
No, not at all. Marte actually spoke to me about it, and he just felt like he actually felt like he was better than he was, and that he should have played this season. So, I mean, if he felt that way and he felt like he could go somewhere and play earlier, and then I gave him 100% blessing to leave.
He wasn't going to play much next year for y'all, or did you try to say?
No, that's no question. Marte had a lot of ability, and I told him that. He has to understand that. I know coming out of high school, sometimes you're a superstar, and you get to college, and you think you should go there and play also. But it's sometimes it's a timetable for any young man. I remember coming out of high school, being a high school quarterback too, just like Marte, and going to Alabama, and I thought the worst thing happened to me would be redshirted, but in life, it was the best thing that happened to me.
Yeah, so the bottom line is he didn't like being redshirted at all?
Well, not that he didn't like it. I just think he felt like he was better than the guys that was out there that's playing. So, Marte made that decision, so, we gave him a blessing, and he's moved on.
What about Corey? Any surprise at all with Corey moving on?
No, again, Corey hadn't had a lot of success of playing since he's been here. And one thing you want to do in your life is make sure when you get through with this game that you felt like you've done the best you could do, and he felt like he could play at a different level. So he definitely had a blessing to go, so he can have success in playing the game of football.
Well, he's been told Goodell's in Hattiesburg right now, maybe getting off the USM job. Has he talked about that with you guys?
Not at all. He spoke this morning and said that he was going for a second interview, and that's as much as I know about the situation.
Is this something that's responsibilities today?
I have the title of defensive coordinator, so it wasn't no juggling.
Is this something that if word gets out, that maybe becomes a distraction to the players with that in mind? You already got the holidays coming up, the bowl coming up. Is this something Coach Johnson being down there that could be a distraction?
No, not at all. I mean, we got some experienced young men, and we're not talking about playing in the middle of a season. We're talking about playing another ball game to try to win number 11, which will be the 13th game we'll play. So we just I told him Coach Johnson is definitely down with the second interview, and that if he comes back, he doesn't whether get the job or he doesn't get it. He could coach the ball game, but if it doesn't, we're going to keep going forward, and we'll get the job done, and we'll continue to improve as a defense.
Has Ellis mentioned anything about that to you in that regard, about coaching the bowl game? Because Coach Spurrier mentioned that he's operating under the assumption that he will.
He didn't say anything to me about it. I hadn't had a lot of conversation with Coach Johnson. He just told us the morning as a defensive staff that he wouldn't be at the afternoon practice.
What have you communicated to Devontae and DJ about the NFL as they explore that? Do you think they're looking into it seriously, or are they just taking a flyer to see what they say?
Well, Coach Spurrier encouraged all of the juniors to send their paperwork in just so they can get an evaluation. But I really believe deep down both of those young men will be back playing football for Carolina next year.
What about Stephon?
We've visited a little bit, and again, he'll wait until he gets his evaluation, and he'll sit down with his family, and then he'll visit with us as coaches. So, I think Stephon will make the right decision, and in my heart, I think Stephon will be back.
I think last time we talked to you, you said Devontae had told you that he was definitely going to come back in 2012. Has he changed his mind at all?
Not at all. But again, like I said, people think because he put his paperwork in that's what he's doing. Devontae will be on this team next year.
Do you wish Coach Spurrier would quit encouraging them all to put the paperwork in?
I don't know. I agree. I mean, again, it gives you a measuring stick as a junior. So if they come back and say you're a 4th rounder or a 5th rounder or a 6th rounder, then you got to work even harder for the next season. So I mean, I think it's a good measuring stick for him to get the evaluation.
What have you mentioned in your heart? You think Stephon will be back? Why is that?
I just think Stephon enjoys playing college football. I mean, I know if he comes back with a 1st round grade, then I think he'll leave. But if it's not. 1st, 2nd round, I think he'll come back. So when I base that statement, I just think that he feels that if he doesn't get the right grade, he will come back.
I'm sure you're cheering for if Stephon, DJ, and Devontae all come back. You're going to make these a pretty good secondary for 2012.
Well, if all 3 of them left, I think we'll be okay. You'll love to have them back because you got a lot of experienced guys. But I want them to do what's best for themselves and for their family. So I mean, again, the bottom line is in this line of business, you're going to have guys that's going to leave early. You're going to have guys that's going to stay. So we'll see how all the ball roll out. But I feel good about all of them.
But as a coach, you possibly.
Marty, being a walk-on coming on this team and earning himself a starting spot, and he's played well for us in the special team, and that's how he earned that role. I'm very proud of what Marty's done. He's not a very big guy, but he's a fast guy and he's tough, and for him to do what he's done to help this program has been a tremendous asset for us. And CC is not always doing all the right things here. Been an up and down career, but I feel like he's come to his own this senior year, and he's been a positive guy on the team, and and that's one thing that we wanted him to grow up and do, and I'm very, very proud of where he is today.
Kind of surprising to you after his start that he made it through all 4 years?
No, again, I only got CC. I was fortunate enough to have him for 3 years, but I heard all the things that had happened prior to me being here. But CC and I have a good rapport, and I know that CC, he growed up a lot, and he's a conscientious kid. He's played some cards that he was dealt, and he might not help him right.
Do you think being a father helps CC a little bit in terms of maturity standpoint, in terms of focusing on the goals at the end?
Who being involved?
CC being a father.
Oh yeah, no question. Again, I think he understands that. He got kids, and that the only chance that he can have to help those kids is he got to make sure you get the education here, and if you have an opportunity to play in the league, that's what he'll do.
From a defensive standpoint, what's the difficulty of the zone read?
Well, anytime the quarterback can run the football, it makes it tough because, again, you add an extra blocker or of a gap that you can't control unless you do it with a guy from the perimeter. So any team that can run his own read, that's what makes it tough. You have to be really, really disciplined, and you got to get the secondary definitely involved, like 8-man football, to have a guy for the quarterback. Because you got to count for them all.
Is it all about that defensive end? He's just got to stay home?
No, it's about the scheme. And again, it's about, you can't just keep doing one thing over and over, then they're going to attack what you're doing. So you have to do different things. So it's going to be the linebacker. It's going to be the DN. It's going to be sometimes the safety that's got to take quarterback. So again, it's based on the defensive scheme that we're running.
Does the quarterback make his decision solely on that end, though?
Yes, his read is definitely on his own read team is the defensive end. And if he bends, he'll pull it. If he stays out and plays the box technique, then he'll handle it. So it's based off that.
How much have you had to coach defensive ends for the zone read to do the right thing, and how often do they do the right thing?
Well, again, we see it every day from Connor, so that has helped us. Again, when we go inside, Connor Shaw does a great job, and he's hurt people doing it. Again, that's one of the things that's helped us on offense, that he can run the football, and so we see it every day, and so when you get an opportunity to see it a lot when a running quarterback, then it helps you overall when you face it.
Does Nebraska do it? Is that part of the game?
Big part of the game. Quarterback and the tailback is there too. 85% of the offense. So you got to stop the quarterback and you got to stop the tailback.
I know Antonio's not in your position group per se, but when you look at how he's gotten better from last year to this year that made him into the player he is this year, what specifically has he done, and where do you see his biggest strides in?
Well, again, I just think Antonio's been in the system for a long time, and in that position, it takes to me a special guy. It probably has to be one of your top players on your team to play this per position, because you're talking about a guy that's got to be big and physical enough to take on lineman and block, and you got to talk about a guy that's got to get out in space and cover. And so Antonio has been in that spot since he's been here, and just the knowledge of the game and has helped him and learn what we're doing, and that's why he's gotten better and better.
You think he's been able to put himself in better positions to make plays because of that knowledge?
No question. No question. And again, it's we had a way of evaluating young men when I was at Virginia Tech, and you had quick learner, you had guys that learn with reps, and I think definitely Antonio was a learn with reps guy. So the more reps he got, the better he got.
Where does Burkhead rank in terms of running backs? If you look like he's a very physical.
He is a very physical style runner. He can cut on a dime. He's a really good player. He likes running downhill. He's a tough nose guy.
Is Martinez the fastest quarterback you guys have faced this year?
No question. I think he's. Connors runs well, but I think Martinez is probably a little faster.